This is Natalie back at Hoya Haven, and today I'm going to show you every single Hoya in my collection. Some are blooming, some have peduncles, some are not doing so well. I'll show you those too. So we are in my bedroom right now, and I have two Hoya in here. Every other Hoya I own is either in my downstairs or upstairs plant rooms. So we're going to start here, go to the downstairs plant room, and then go to the upstairs plant room. Okay, this is my first one. This is my Crimson Carnosa compacta. It's been putting out new growth all spring. And if you can look closely right here, is it in? Okay, if you look closely right there, I have a peduncle with that looks like it may bloom. My second plant that I have in my bedroom is my Hoya pubicalyx. I've had this one for a long time. I do remember I paid $19.99 for it. It was much, much smaller than this. I've cut a lot of the tendrils off. They seem to grow real long and not produce anything, and basically I got tired of myself getting hit in the face with them. So these two I did wrap around because they do look like they are going to put some leaves off. So, but that's my number two, which is my Hoya pubicalyx. All right, now we are going to the downstairs plant room. Okay, just to give you a quick look, this is my downstairs plant room. Now, today I'm only going to be showing Hoya. I will probably make another video in the future showing all of my non-Hoya. All right, let's get started. This is the first one I have in my downstairs plant room, and this is Hoya. I've said this wrong before. I'm going to try to say it right this time. Surijaensis. This one sun stresses beautifully. I had it in my grow tent for a very long time. However, I did find aphids on it. I'm not real good at I separate my plants as good as I can, but it's kind of hard when there's no real good place to put them where there's not other plants. So I do have him sitting over here right now. It looks like he's made a recovery, but he looks good here, so I'm going to continue leaving him right here. All right, over here, I have two Hoya. This right here is my Hoya carnosa, just the regular old green form. I'm not going to take it completely down. It is kind of attached and going up here. I will say one thing about these that I have noticed is that they don't really like being repotted well. And so I finally got this one. I put it in this little pot and it's finally doing good. I'm in no hurry to repot it because I remember what happened when I've tried repotting them before. And then up top here, I have my Hoya Crimson Princess. This is the largest. I do have a couple others. This is the largest one I have. So that is, and she really likes it here. So this one I believe I bought from, I don't remember where I bought it. Might have been a private owner. Okay, over here we're going to start at the bottom and work our way up. This right here is my Hoya pubicalyx Hawaiian purple. As you can see, the leaves come out very, very nice and purple. Grows really well. I like keeping it back here. We have a little puppy. There's certain plants I'm trying to keep away from her, and that's one of them. Over here, I have my Crinkle 8. This one I actually bought as a rehab plant, if you can believe that. And I've never, ever had a lick of trouble with it. It's always just grows amazingly. All right. Back here, I have my Hoya lacunosa outer variegated. It's kind of not really doing a whole lot at this point in time. It does have two peduncles. I don't know if it's going to blossom or not. We'll find out. And then over here, this one is doing excellent. As you can see, I've got 3 new leaves right here. This is my Hoya macrophylla outer variegated. And I have this crazy leaf right here. I thought it was going to die and fall off, but that's actually just the variegation on it. So pretty amazing. This plant also did not like being repotted, but it's been in this one for a while now. It's doing excellent. All right. Okay. And I like putting this one up in the front window because the black margins. This is my Hoya Wyetii. And as you can see, it gets very black margins the more that you sun stress it. And that I really like the look of that. So I only have to water it about once every 2 weeks, and it just loves being in that front window. This one I bought at Walmart, believe it or not. That was my big find at Walmart. Okay, now for the plant ladder. Okay, we'll start here in the back. This is my Hoya sulawesiana, and it had not done anything for a very long time. However, hold on, my puppy. This was on my wish list for a while before I got it. It puts out these nice long leaves. And the bigger it gets, the longer the leaves will get. So I'm really kind of hoping it didn't do anything for a while, but it's finally now starting to do something. It put out 2 leaves here, 2 leaves here. All right. Next one here is my Hoya curtisii. I have 2 curtisii. Neither one does that great. This one's got a couple little yellow leaves too. This is my downstairs one. I have one for keeping and one for propagating. And this is my keeper one, but it just really hasn't grown a whole lot since I've had it, but I do still like it. Okay. Up front here is my most prolific bloomer and probably my favorite Hoya downstairs. This is my Hoya croniana. I've showed it before multiple times. You can see here all the blooms. And we got umbrals and peduncles, and it basically blooms pretty much all year round, but more so in the spring and summer. It's got a very beautiful smell, almost like a lilac smell. But I've never done anything special with it. The leaves are always nice and dark green. And I always keep it down here where there's less humidity, and it does great. That is Hoya croniana. And right here I have my Hoya mini bell. I do have, this is one I have a couple of because it didn't do good and I had to split it up. So I've got some more of the Hoya mini bell upstairs. This is my downstairs one. Doing really good down here. Okay. Over here I have my Hoya lacunosa. Looks a lot like the croniana. It gives off flowers that look just like the croniana, and it also smells just like it. However, I have been struggling a little bit with this plant. I did have to reroot it and start over again. I want to say I think it's doing okay. I still got a few yellow leaves in here. I must say I think I'm overwatering. I think that's a lot of my yellow leaf issue. I tend to be an overwaterer. But that is my Hoya lacunosa. And I'm going to show you one thing that is not a Hoya just because I'm so proud of it. This is my red orchid cactus, and it's getting ready to bloom. So I might just have to put out a little short video when it finally blooms. I'm hoping like in the next day or 2 it will be fully bloomed. But yep, that's my red orchid cactus. That's the only non-Hoya I'm going to show today. Okay. Over here, I have my Hoya sigillatus. This is still in the same container that I bought it in like 2 years ago. I've never changed the soil. I'm kind of the opinion that if it's not broke, don't fix it. So I haven't done anything different with this sigillatus. It's grown wonderfully in this front room. And I think I've seen a peduncle on it, but now I'm not. Oh yes, right here. There is a peduncle. It looks like I might be getting some flowers out of that. Oh, there's another one right here too. All right. That's my sigillatus. Then in the back here is my Hoya sunrise, which is blooming. Right there. Smells kind of like the Croniana. The only complaint I do have with my sunrise in particular is I'm giving it plenty of sun, but instead of doing that beautiful sun stressing that Hoya sunrise are known for, this one just kind of stays green with a little bit of yellowing. And at first I thought it was dying, but it's perfectly healthy, even though it's got these little yellow. I don't know if it's variegation. I don't know. I was reading up. I thought maybe it was like a calcium deficiency. I've tried with some extra fertilizer and stuff. I don't know. Oh, and I have a second peduncle. So this is the first year that this has bloomed, so that's a good thing. All right. Moving on over here. Okay. Yeah. All right. So over here, I have some more Hoya mixed in. Let's show you what I have. Right here is my Hoya gracilis. Now this is also known as a Hoya memoria. This one has bloomed for me. I have many peduncles, and oh, we've got some umbrals that are getting ready to hopefully bloom as well. I've got one here. I've got one here. I have got a lot of Hoya blooming right now, or in different stages of getting ready to. So this is my Hoya gracilis. It does sun stress as well. I've got some sun stress going on. This one I just recently repotted. It was in a smaller pot similar to the sigillatus. It was in a small hanging basket. And I chopped it up and put it in this big hanging basket, bigger. One thing I will say, this is my Hoya caudata sumatra. One thing I will say about this plant, it propagates so easily. I've probably sold 5 or 6 propagations off this plant alone. I have another propagation upstairs. Right now I'm focusing more on just growing my plants out, not on propagating. But even this one, I put all these new starts in here and it's already taking off. So one of my favorites is, as far as propagating and growing, is the caudata sumatra. Okay, now we're going to get into a few of my newer plants on this shelf. This is one you might have seen in my last video of my 2 new plants. This is my Hoya pot of gold. Looks like I'm going to lose one of the baby leaves, but that's okay. It's just settling in. I think it'll do just fine. But this is my Macrophylla pot of gold. This right here, I'm never going to remember this name. Hoya SPPNG SV432. I didn't even know I wanted it, but when I went to this plant sale in Kalamazoo, she showed me the mother plant. It was absolutely beautiful, so she sold me on it. I do have one new leaf growing. All right. Here's one I never knew I wanted until I seen it, and this is my fungi mixed with Royal Hawaiian Purple. And the leaves on this are really cool. It kind of looks like a carnosa leaf, but it's wrinkly at the same time. So, and I do have a new leaf growing on this one. So eventually with these smaller ones that are hang like this, I'm gonna probably cut them down and repot them into a bigger pot, but I'm giving them plenty of time to settle in first. So might be something I might do in the fall. Okay, over here, I've got 4 plants. These are all my new ones that I got in Kalamazoo. This is my Hoya Kochang Island. This is my Hoya Panchoy. This one was on my list of wanting. This one is Hoya Colina. I do have some new growth on that. And this one I've also wanted for a while. However, I might have to like reroot this one because I don't know. It's not looking the greatest. This is my Hoya Serpens. All right, next row down. I only have a couple on here, I believe. This one was sold to me as a pubic calyx before I ever owned another pubic calyx. So that's what I have it labeled as. However, it really looks like just a plain carnosa. So I don't know if it's a pubic calyx or a carnosa. It has not ever bloomed, so I don't know. I'll have to wait and find out, I guess, till when I see the blooms. But all right, over here, and this one I'm very, very proud of. This is my Hoya diversifolia. This is one I got in Kalamazoo. It was the thickest one that I had bought, and she had cut it, just basically cut me a very long vine and handed it to me. So I did propagate it in the motel room. However, I was very, very unsure if it would survive, and it looked pretty bad for a while, but it is making a comeback. And as you can see, even this leaf, which was so close to falling off, has now popped up, and they're all looking real good. They're all rooted in. I've got a little bit of growth here. I've got new growth coming in at the end. Very happy this one made it. That's my diversifolia. All right. Over here, I have a few. Let me see. We'll start at the top and work our way down. This is one of 2 Hoya Crimson Queens. And it's kind of funny. I have 2 Crimson Queens here. I'll show both of them to you. They're very different from each other. Oh, sorry. Just checking to make sure I don't have bugs. So these are both my Hoya Crimson Queens. This one is much darker, and the leaves are much thinner, where this one has thicker leaves. And I don't know, I think there's just different varieties. I do have this one in dirt and this one in pond. But the white flowers on the thicker one, they stay forever. And that's what I really, really like about this plant. That's my Hoya Crimson Queen. And I'm just noticing here, I've got, see, I'm overwatering my plants. I know it. I water on Sundays. Today's Friday, and some of these pots are still wet. So I know I'm overwatering. All right. Over here is my Lacunosa Silver. I've taken this one down from the upstairs plant room just because I was trying to make more room upstairs. And it didn't miss a beat. It just still continued to grow. I've got this big, long vine coming off the top here. And it likes it right here. So I think this is where its permanent home is going to be. And then over here, same thing with this one. Although it's very overwatered, I'm probably going to have to repot it. This is my Hoya Hushkiliana outer variegated. And this one has also been very happy to go. It got moved from the upstairs down here, and it's doing fine. I've got new leaves coming on. Although that might end with this wet, wet soil, but Anyhow, that I believe is all of my, oh, no, I got one down here. I'm almost embarrassed to show it. And I don't know if it's overwatering or fungus, but my guess is probably overwatering. This is my Hoya villosa, which is also known as a Hoya globulosa. And look at, I don't have to tell you, you can see it. I do have a second one upstairs. The one upstairs does not have this problem, but I don't know exactly what's going on. I did spray it with fungicide. Doesn't look like it's made a difference, so I think I'm going to have to pull the leaves off and repot it at this point. Probably if there's any roots, just strip them and start over. So, but hopefully I'll save some of it. That's all for my downstairs plants, so I'll see you upstairs. All right, we're upstairs in my upstairs plant room. It's a lot hotter up here. It's humid. Let me show you what I got. Okay, so just to let you know, a couple of them that I keep over here on my very messy plant table, they aren't doing so well. So these are probably not the best examples of what I have, but and this one I think is making a comeback. I was going to repot it, but then it started coming back, and so I didn't. But this is my Hoya australis. And as you can see, it's doing real good. I really like it with the darker leaves. I'm going to, when I do finally figure out what I'm doing with it, I will probably keep it farther away from the windows because I do like it when it's darker. That's my australis. Okay, back here I have my Hoya latensis. This one is another one that was doing bad to the point where I was going to repot it, and then it started making a comeback. So I haven't done a thing with it yet. However, we've got an umbral there. We've got a couple more. Oh, this one does love to bloom. They're very tiny blooms. They don't have any scent whatsoever, but it does enjoy blooming. So this one's over here till I figure out if it's going to get put in a new pot or not. Over here is my very, very sad Hoya encrustada eclipse. As a matter of fact, that's getting thrown away. It don't look good. I may lose this whole entire thing, and I'm not really sure what I did wrong. I could have been the overwatering, and I don't know. Lucky for me, I do have one piece of it that's doing very well. That may end up being my whole plant because I may lose everything else. So that's encrustada eclipse. Okay, this one broke my heart about a week ago, but it's making a comeback. This is my Hoya latifolia dinner plate latifolia. I had a leaf growing right here. And when I was watering last weekend, I bumped it and it fell off and I wanted to cry. However, if you can look up here a little closer, I have two more leaves growing. I will probably, once these are done growing and they harden off, I will probably cut those and propagate them. I may stick them back into here or I may sell them. But I know I don't want to keep this super long vine, but I'm not going to do a thing with it until these leaves grow in. That's my latifolia dinner plate. And I'm being very careful not to break another leaf. All right, there we go. All right, onto my shelf. I'm going to try to kind of quickly go through this. I have a lot of Hoya people. I'm going to have to count this after I'm all done, but I know I have well over 100, and that's not even including propagation. So let's see. Okay, over here is my Hoya glabra splash, which it doesn't seem super splashy. When I had it in the grow tent, it does make very beautiful black margins. And then when I took it out of the grow tent, it gave me these two huge leaves. So not sure what I like better. I actually think I liked it when with the black margins, but I only have so much room. Right now it's staying out of the grow tent. This is my other Hoya villosa, the one that is doing good. And as a matter of fact, it looks like I'm going to get a new leaf here. I may get some more right here at the top. So if my other one don't make it, I know I've at least got this one. Oh. And they're all very dirty. I think I need to clean leaves. All right. And over here, I have my Hoya acuta marginata. This is one of my favorites. We've got a new leaf here and a new leaf here. So I have an inner variegated and an outer variegated. This is my inner. And they're just like the perfect leaf. They're not too big, they're not too small, they're just the right thickness. One of my favorites. Over here in front, this is kind of like a little bit of a rehab going on. This is my Hoya Sarawak cream. And I decided to cut it up and reroot it. Jury's still out if it's gonna be successful or not. I may end up trying something else because I don't think they're rooting in yet, and I don't know. We'll find out. Here is my Hoya polystacia, which we've got 2 leaves coming out. This one hasn't grown a new leaf in a while, so I'm pretty happy about this. And then over here, I have my Hoya pubicalyx chimera. It puts out purple leaves just like the Royal Hawaiian does. This one was stagnant for the longest time in my grow tent. And then I took it out of the grow tent and it started growing. So I don't know what the deal is with that, but I really enjoy it now. It's really sizing up well. Over here is my Hoya imperialis. This one has been touch and go for quite a while. I think it's finally doing okay. Looks like I might have a new growth point in the back, and it looks like I might have some new leaves in the front. What I originally got this for was the blooms. And if you've never seen an imperialis bloom, I'll go ahead and put one up on the screen for you so you can see this is what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for my imperialis to bloom. All right, here is my next one. This one is really cool. It grows great. This is my Hoya parasitica verticillata. And as you can tell, I've rewrapped this around the trellis several times. And I don't ever have to really worry about it. It just grows great. Got that in the front. Okay. Then over here, I have my Hoya carrii, which is I got the yellow leaf going on again down here. I struggle with the carrii, I'll be honest. I have the outer variegated as well, and it's like they do good for a little while and then they don't do good, but that's my carrii. This right here, loving this one. This one was stagnant for the longest time. I repotted it into one of these containers, and that's when it took off. So this is my Hoya Matilde. Looking very beautiful, looking very nice and dark green. And then I'm going to show you my next row of plants, which is right here. All right, working on the second level of my 1 plant shelf. Back in the back here, I have my Hoya Affinity Ficii. Got a new leaf up top there. Under that, I have my Hoya Diptera, which was not doing anything for a while, and now I've got a new leaf. Over here is my Hoya Maniparesis, which I bought probably a year and a half ago, and it looks exactly the same. Over here is my Hoya choke, which to me looks a lot like a Mathilde. However, the leaves aren't quite as green, and there's no splash on this, but I do have a new leaf right there. This is my Hoya choke. Over here is my second Hoya curtisii. This one does grow better. It's got a lot of sun stressing. I used to keep it in my grow tent, so I did take it out, but I'd say out of the two, it's probably the better grower. Over here, I have Hoya pachyclata. This one has bloomed for me in the past. I have a peduncle there, a peduncle there. I don't know if it's going to bloom for me this time or not. Let me see if I can get it to... Well, it's not going to focus in the way I want, but this is Hoya pachyclata. Over here, and I do have two of these, this is my New Guinea Ghost, my Hoya New Guinea Ghost. I was going through a stage where I was propagating them. Now I'm just trying to get these two to grow out. Again, got the whole yellow leaf thing going on. So don't know what's going on with this plant, but this one is the better out of the two. And right in the middle here, oh my gosh, this one made such a comeback. I thought it wasn't going to make it. It got really sad looking. This one has made such an amazing comeback. It was all wrinkly looking, and I think it just needed water, because once I watered it, it like started acting amazing. This one's going to stay right here because it really likes it right there. Down in the back here, I have my Hoya australis Lisa. And this one's been a tough one to grow. I'll be honest. I haven't really cracked the code on this. I'm surprised I've kept it alive. But it seems to be doing okay at the moment. Over here is my Hoya Minderisis UT042. I propagated it into several sections. Most of it died except this one. This one's doing good. Then over here is my, well, which one is this? Oh, come on. Why do I always draw a blank? It's a Polyneura, fishtail Hoya. I don't have good luck with this. I've killed one before. I also bought an outer variegated one at the same time I bought this, and that one lasted about a week. But I'm making this one grow. Yay. This right here is my Hoya Nicholsoniae. It's not looking good at all. I need to do something else with it, and I don't know what to do. So let's see. This here is my Hoya Calycina Stargazer. Not really impressed with it. I've cut it and tried to regrow, and it's just not doing anything great. Okay, now here's one that I am super happy about. This is my Hoya incrustata. Just the plain old green one. Look at it. I love this thing. This is one of my favorites. And I don't give it anything special. It just loves life. So that is my Hoya incrustata. Okay, down at the bottom shelf, let's see. We will probably be skipping, there's a few in here that are not Hoya, so we'll be skipping those. This right here is my Hoya parasitica Splash. Looks very much like the Parasitica verticillata. I don't know, they might be the same thing. Over here is my Hoya numeraloides, which was doing good, then it was doing bad, then it was doing good. I think I might want to actually put it in soil as opposed to pond, but look at, there's a new little start right there. Maybe I might not do it quite yet. All right. And over here is my Hoya erythrostemma. It's doing good in this little pot. Oh, this one is finally doing well. Oh no, I just dropped a plant. Fudge. This is the bad thing about showing plants. All right. This is my Hoya viola. It does still have spots on it from when I did sulfur treatments. However, I'm actually getting 2 leaves. And I've got another vine coming out. That's amazing. Okay, quick break so I can go fix what I dropped. Okay, here's what fell. It was my Hoya SR 200713. It looks beautiful. Actually, it videos very well. It looks very pretty. I wish this thing would grow. This has not done anything since I've bought it. So I need to figure something else out different. In the meantime, I did have to put some more soil in it because all my soil's in the back of my plant stand. So, but I will put him back here for now. Yeah, actually I put him in front. Okay. This here is my Hoya vitilinoides, which used to be bigger. I did sell part of it. I think I'm finally got a turning point here. As you can see, I've got a little bit of new growth coming in. Let's see. Hopefully. And I had a leaf there. It looks like it broke off. I don't know. Don't know what happened with that. Then over here, this is my Hoya melliflua, which is, oh, and look at that. I probably just broke a leaf. Well, what do you know? This is my melliflua. I probably need to find a new place for it. It's going to have to either be on the top or somewhere else because it's too tall to be on the shelf. It's hitting the top. So I'm going to set this aside. But to give you a good look, this is my Hoya melliflua. The leaves are very thick. This is another one that I prefer the leaves to be a little bit darker on this one. And wow, I really need to clean my leaves too. I might be doing that Memorial Day weekend, cleaning leaves. All right, what else do we have down here? Well, I have a couple of propagations. I'm not really going to talk about them because I have the full plants over there in the grow tent. So this right here is my Hoya parasitica black margin. And you can see why it gets the name. If I can get it in the right light, you can see all the black on there. This one's a pretty easygoing plant. Seems to do fine in the terracotta. Okay, over here, and I have 2 of these. I'll show you both of them at the same time. But these are my Hoya Chelseas. That is one, and then this is my other one. And I had both of these together in a terracotta pot that was way, way too big. And there was like this big terracotta pot with a bunch of soil and hardly any roots. So that's why I put them in these shallower containers, because I had a lot of propagations, but not a lot of roots. So, and as you can see, it did very well. I'm not interested in getting rid of either one. I think I'm going to just keep them both. All right, well, let's just go to the top shelf over here. Here is my very, very sad Hoya retusa. I have not killed it yet. I've got it in these 2 sections, and I've got this section. And actually, it's actually got some roots. So I haven't killed it yet, but I had to get it out of the grow tent because it was frying up in there. This is, I believe this is my Hanahai. Yes, my Hoya Hanahai. I guess that's how you say it. The roots don't look too bad. And this one was recently repotted. I think it's looking pretty good, although I don't see new growth. Oh yeah, I do. A little bit in there. There we go. We got something going on down there. All right. That's my Hoya Hanahai. Over here is my Hoya Snow Queen. This one I also propagated. I cut some off and then put them back in to make a fuller plant. And it's liking it. It's actually doing very well, as you can see. So that is my Snow Queen. I don't think there's a whole lot of snow on my Snow Queen, but other than that, I do like her. Okay, this is, ooh, I think this has been overwatered too. It feels wet. This is my Hoya Hushkiliana green. Kind of goes through phases. It hasn't put out anything new lately, but it's still looking pretty good. Again, I got to get off this overwatering kick because I think that's where most of my problems are coming from. All right, this big one in the back, and I'm not going to pull it out. This is another piece of my Hoya carnosa that it didn't do good for a while, and now it's doing good. I think I like my downstairs one better because it's darker. But this one's doing good too. This one's in a big terracotta pot. Okay, let's go down to the next level. All right, so what do we got here? This is not a Hoya. I will get it out of the way. I've got a propagation here, and I don't even remember what it is. I think it's dead. Okay, so you've seen my Chelsea. This one is a beauty. This is my Hoya Wyetii intervariegated. And this one is doing great. As a matter of fact, I absolutely love the pot that I put it in. It matches so nicely. It contrasts so good with the green. And then, of course, all the new leaves coming in pink. One of my favorites. In back of that is my Hoya Rosita, which used to be one of my favorites till it dried up. And now it's on the rebound. I'm going to save some of it, I believe. I'm not going to save all of it. So this is what it's looking like right now. It was so beautiful. I don't know what happened. I think it went too long without getting watered. That's not a Hoya. This is my Hoya Cresopedialata. This one also kind of went through a stage where it dried up and I had to pull it from the grow tent, just like the Rosita. But this one has made a very nice comeback. Next to that, this is my Hoya Fungii. It's liking it. Here, I'll take the other plant out so you can kind of get a good look. That's my Fungii. Looks like I've got some new growth there. I've got all my stuffs. Most of my stuff's got new growth. This right here is my Hoya Finlaysonii. Still got some white spots on it from whenever I did sulfur treatments. Like I said, this might be the weekend of me cleaning leaves. But it's actually, it's given me quite a few leaves this spring. It's actually looking pretty good. I might upsize it at some point. And then this one may look familiar to you. I've already showed you one downstairs. This is my upstairs mini bell. I've got 3 mini bells. I've got another one in the grow tent. I'll have to show you that one. But this is my Hoya mini bell. And this one really likes being in terracotta. All right, that's it for shelf number 2. Go down here to the bottom. All right, so right up here is my Hoya Wilbur Graves. It's doing pretty good. I just upsized it this spring into one of these containers. And I've got a couple more leaves coming out. I've got some there. I've got some there. It's doing pretty good. I hope to get more silver on the leaves. It's not a real high silver one. Then over here, this one was also not doing well, and now it's doing better. This is my Hoya species Capit Borneo. I have propagated this before. So yeah, he's looking pretty good. Up front here, this is my Hoya Paisiae. I don't know how to say that. It's very, very sun stressed. I had it in the grow tent for the longest time. I just took it out. As a matter of fact, the container's broken and I'm too lazy to repot it, so I taped it. And it's still doing fine. Other than the fact it's very yellow, but it's yellow from sun stress. It's very healthy. This here is my Rotunda Flora, which, quite honestly, this is the best it's ever been. I had to split them up into two because I almost killed it, and then they did better, and I put them back together. And I have one little section that wasn't doing well, and I pulled it out, and I'm trying to reroot that one, and then the rest is doing fine, although I just spotted a mealybug. Hang on. All right, returning to the bottom shelf here. This is one of my favorites, and I can tell from here, I think it's growing. This is my Hoya GPS 7240. I've got some new growth coming in there. Here's what the whole plant looks like. See if I can get it in a better light for you. This, I had to have this one when I seen the mother plant, but sun stress is purple, and then they end up looking like jelly beans. So they also call this the jelly bean Hoya. So yeah, he's looking great. Very healthy. All right. And then in front of that, we have the Hoya erythrostemma. And the two leaves in the back are not doing very well. The rest is doing okay. So I just realized for the first time that I actually have two erythrostemmas. So here they both are. I didn't know I had two of them, but anyhow, let's go back and see what we got left to go over. This right here is my Hoya Geneva, or Geneva. Ugh. I should just say Geneva because that's what I want to say, but there's an extra vowel in there, so I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. I'm just going to say Geneva. This one's looking awesome. That was another one that I repotted this spring. So up here, this one I bought off a private seller. It's still trying to root in. And I do have another one of this already. This is my, it wasn't labeled when I bought it. I'm going to say it's Affinity Bertonier, unless it's a bilobata, which I guess I'll know whenever the leaves come, or the flowers come. But for right now, it's kind of hanging in the balance because it was severely overwatered when I purchased it. So I had to repot it, and it's kind of in the stages of deciding if it's going to live or die. So I'm just kind of giving it some space. Okay, my last Hoya on this shelf is my Hoya Chrysopedialata Splash. This is a pretty one, so I would like to pull it out to show you. And here we go. Oh, let me get the light. There we go. This one is doing great. There's nothing else I can say about it. It's looking beautiful. So that's my Chrysopedialata Splash. So before I go over to the grow tent, I did forget one plant that's over here. This one does get moved around a lot. This is my Hoya linearis. Here, I'll just show it. I'll hang it here to let you get a good look. But this one it's doing better. It's actually, I had cut some of the length off of it and repropagated it into the top. And that does seem to be working out. I am getting some new growth in the top. So pretty happy with it, at least for the time being I am. It wasn't always doing the greatest, but it is right now. All right. What can I show you in here? Okay, I have a lot of Hoya. Let's start up at the top. This is another piece of my Hoya viola. I've got a new little leaf coming in right there. Oh, right there. I've got another couple leaves coming in there. I apologize if this is not coming across very well. That's my Hoya viola. Here is my number 3 Crimson Princess. This one's just kind of, it's rehabbing right now. I had to cut it up and reroot it. So then in the back here, we have my Hoya Micrantha. This is one of my recent purchases in Kalamazoo. This one, I like this one. The leaves are a little bit thick, but they're not too thick. And I put it in this paper cup with the intent I was going to put it in something else, and it's been doing good, so I'm not going to move it right now. So we'll see how it does. Another Kalamazoo purchase back here is this one. Haha, I was thrilled to get. This is my Wilbur Silver. This makes up for having a Wilbur Graves that is not real splashy. And she gave it to me as a cutting, and I've rooted it, and look at the roots on this baby. Like, wow, this one's doing great. So we'll let it root in before it gives me something. That's okay. I'm fine with that. That's my Hoya Silver. Okay, let's see. This is a Hoya right here. This is my Hoya Flores Island. This one does sun stress nicely, as you can see. And then up front here, this is it was sold to me as Bilobata. It might be Affinity Bertonier. So I do have one already. That's the one I'm rehabbing that I just bought from someone. Get them in the grow tent and you get the beautiful pinkish purple flowers. And then I've got blooms here. I got blooms here. No smell whatsoever. And then on my second row here, I have some Hoya Shepardii. I have a couple propagations of this. This one's looking pretty good though. In the back, I have my Hoya Acuta Marginata outer variegated. And this is one I repropagated, and you can tell by all the vines coming out how well it's doing. And right here, this is my Hoya Silver Dollar. And it's not very silvery. The only silver are the 2 original leaves I had. So it reverted. I have to water it a lot because I have it in this little teeny tiny pot, but I'll keep it, but it's not too exciting because it's not what it's supposed to be. In the back here, I have Hoya Mini Bell. I'm going to call this Hoya Mini Bell number 3. This is my biggest one, however. This one stays dark green even in the grow tent, so I'm pretty happy with it. In front of that, I have, this is another Hoya Gracilis. I usually save this one for cutting for propagations. I have my main one downstairs. Here's a new one from Kalamazoo, and this is Hoya Naubensis. This one's pretty thirsty, I've noticed. Let's see if I can get you a better look here. So yeah, it's doing good. Doing real good. So back of that, that's just a little propagation of my 7240. This is Hoya Dysantha. This one will put out super dark leaves. It's beautiful. The only reason why it's not doing it right now is because I have it in the grow tent. But once I get it a little bigger, I do plan on taking it out so that I can get those dark leaves back again, because I really miss seeing those. And here's another Crimson Princess prop that's probably going to die. Okay, let's see what we got down here at the bottom. All right, bottom shelf on the left. This is a newbie. This is my Biacensis. This is one that I got from Kalamazoo. And looky there. This one's just, it never slowed down. It's just putting out stuff like crazy. So, well, this one's going to be a good grower, I can tell. And then in the back here, I have my Hoya Carry-Eye outer variegated. It's doing okay. And then let me pull out some of my little ones. This group are all ones that I got when I went to Kalamazoo. And so I have Croniana Blackleaf. I have VL09, which it's kind of looks like the GPS 7240. It's got the little jelly bean look. I've already lost part of this plant. I'm hoping I don't lose any more. Got my Hoya Vang Viengensis, which is rooted up really good. Actually, I can see part of the roots on the side there. Can you see that? The little root there on the side? Okay, and then this is, let me see here. I got Hoya Pandurata right here. This one is Hoya Parviflora. This is one that was on my wish list. This right here is my Nova Ghost, which amazingly she sold to me for 10 bucks. Can't wait to see that one grow. And this is my variegated Bertonier, which doesn't look too hot at the minute. I think I have to water them. I'll be watering these little ones right after the video. They dry up rather quickly. And then back in the back here, these are just propagations of plants I already own. Looks like Quinquinervia, Callistophylla, Choke, Curtisii. And I'm not sure what that one is back there. They're all plants I've already shown you. And then way in the back, this one I do need to pull out. God, I'm so scared I'm going to break a leaf. This is my Hoya Morellii, which I really do love this one. This is a nice looking plant. It's got a little bit of the sulfur on it, but look at what we got going on here. This is what I'm happy about. So that's my Morellii. Let me try to put it back without breaking a leaf. All right. Like I managed to not break anything. Okay, I'll leave my little ones out so I can water. All right. I'm going to get what's on the bottom on this side as well. These are some propagations that are probably going to die. Here's my Hoya Commingiana, which I started with a big plant and it keeps getting smaller and smaller. This is literally all I have left of this plant. And it looks like this part is dying as well. So not too much more to say about that. Here is my one Encrasada Eclipse that is healthy. And the funny thing is I almost sold it, but I didn't know how my others were going to do. And I'm like, I better not. And you know what? I think this is going to end up being my only live plant because the other one, here's the other ones and they look horrible. All right. Then down here, I have my Hoya Obovata Splash. This one I just repotted. I'm hoping it makes a comeback because as you can see, it's not doing that great. It was in terracotta. I'm thinking that was the wrong choice for that plant. Back here, I have my Hoya Callistophylla. This is my second Callistophylla that I've owned. The first one did die. The first one that died was my first expensive plant, and when it died, I really wanted to cry. But I've kind of gotten over it. That, you know, you may spend a lot of money on a plant and it may die, but that's the choice that you take going in. This is my Hoya Sigillatus Atlas River. Or is it Atlas or Alice? You know what? I have Atlas on here, but it might be Alice. I'm going to put the correct name of it down below. I may have to change that. I don't remember if it's Alice or Atlas. But this one's Sunstress is really nice. So, okay. Then back here, what is this? I have Hoya cinnamomfolia. Not too much to say about that. In the back there, I have another Hoya. What is that one? I just showed you. Gosh darn it. Why can't I remember the name now? Shepherdii. Yeah, I see it now. Hoya Shepherdii. And then over to the left of that, here, let me get this one out. This is my, let me get the tag. Oh yeah, this is my Hoya Gadang Gadang. That's how it's looking. Not too shabby. All right, that's it for that row. Okay. Oh, there's my kitty cat. Actually, my mom's kitty cat. My mom passed away 4 years ago, and I inherited her cat. So, all right. All right, second row. These are some propagations of things I have shown you already. So, I guess there's no need to re-explain what they are. Behind that, I have Hoya septangensis. Funny story on this one, I accidentally sold my mother plant when that was not my intent, and this was just a little tiny cutting. So I'm regrowing this back so I can have another mother plant. So don't be expecting any cuttings or septangensis. Okay, over here we have my Hushkiliana intervariegated, which has taken me forever to figure out. I've tried it in terracotta, it did not work. I tried it in pond, it did not work. Now I have a mixture of soil and gravel, and as long as I keep it wet, it's doing great. So I think I'm on the comeback train for that one. And you know what? I can see roots in there too, so it's doing pretty good. Okay, back here I have my Hoya multiflora, which is probably getting ready to bloom again, because that's all it does is bloom, bloom, bloom. There we go. It's getting ready to bloom again. And I have another piece of it on the next shelf up as well. This, what one is this? Da, da, da. Oh, this is my Parasitica Splash, which I did show you a cutting I had of that. This is my mother plant. And I may end up combining the two because I need a bigger mother plant. Then up front here, I have my Hoya elliptica. This one has been a struggle. It's smaller than when I bought it. I'm really surprised I have not killed it, but it seems to be doing good right now. It's put this leaf out, and now it's putting out another leaf. Behind that is my Hoya Dakii. This one's a little bit yellow. I don't think I've overwatered this one. I think that maybe it's just being sun stressed from the grow light. But look what I've got going on here. That I'm pretty happy about. So Dakiis are not the easiest to grow, but I did grow this big leaf here while in my care. The other 3 leaves came with the plant when I bought it. So I think I'm doing pretty good on the Dakii. Okay, over here I have another Shepherdii. And I have another Hoya rosita, which this Hoya rosita was a plant that I bought in the wintertime, and it all died except this one little tiny stalk. And I managed to keep it alive. And then I bought the other one. So they might go together one day or maybe not. And it looks like we might get a flower off of this one. I think that's a peduncle. Let me see if I can get a better look at that. Oh. Okay, what am I doing wrong? There. I think that's a peduncle. I don't know. I think it is. And then in the back here, I've got another Carrii outer variegated. Okay, top shelf. We're almost done, people. In the back is my most beautiful sun-stressed Hoya, and that is my Hoya obscura. I've also taken many cuttings off of this. So other than the fact that it's got dirty leaves, it looks pretty nice. Over in the corner here, let's see what, I forget what this is. What is this? Ah, here we go. Hoya illigorium. This one, it's been through stages. It's done good, and then it's done not so good, and then it's done good again. And I might be getting some flowers off my illigorium for the first time. Because here we got a juicy peduncle there. All right. Let's see. This is just a bunch of propagations of plants I've already shown you. This right here is my Hoya meredithii. It's given me these two leaves. I think what I'm going to do is eventually just put them all together. But this right here is the rest of my multiflora. This one had just bloomed and it's getting ready to do it again. So there we go. We'll be blooming here. That's my second piece of my multiflora. This is my Hoya flavida. I don't know. This was one that I picked up when I was in Kalamazoo. So nothing. There, get it where you can see it a little better. Yeah, I said I was only doing Hoya, but I have to, again, besides the one downstairs that I showed you, this is my polka dot begonia. Once I got it home and got it up in humidity, it just went crazy. I don't know what the heck I'm going to do with this. I'm thinking about seeing if my husband will put a hook in the wall and I can hang it right here, because it does good right here. It's a little bit away from the window. It's got plenty of humidity. So tell me, people, do you think I should make it a hanging basket right here? All right. Okay, let's finish this video up. Two more I have in the back. This one is my AH074. And looky here, new leaves. And then right here, another new leaf. It's doing great. It's pretty darn happy. So that's what it looks like. I've seen ones that are colored that have more of the light green in them, but this is what I paid. $10 for an AH074 silver. So, you know, that was a good buy, no matter what it looked like. And then this one right here, I better look at the tag. This is Hoya pubicalyx Pink Silver Ghost. And this is one that I did see the mother plant, and that prompted me to purchase. And this one was a little bit higher for a pubicalyx. It was actually $25. But it'll be worth it when it grows in. So that was a nice one. Okay, the only Hoya I have left are right here in the bottom, in the middle. This is my Hoya obovata Splash. And didn't do good for a long time until I repotted it. It seems to be making a great recovery. I've got 3 leaves there. Got another couple leaves coming out here. I believe these are new leaves. And I might even have something that's going to come out there. Looking great. Back of that is my Hoya quinervia, which also loves the grow tent. As you can see, it's going all the way up. All the way up. Even got 2 more leaves up here. It's crazy. It really is an enjoying being in this tent. So I may end up cutting all of those for propagations at some point. I don't know. Okay, in the back's a philodendron. We won't talk about that. However, right here, I have a Hoya. This is my Hoya. Oh, let me get in the right light. This is my Hoya botanica. And guess what? I'm about running out of battery. I don't know if you can still see this. I'm at 5%. I'm going to try to hurry up and finish this up. This is my Hoya botanica. It's always been a good grower. And then in the front here is my Hoya Rangsan, which was doing so well. And now I've had some wet leaves come off the bottom. I'm going to have to check the roots probably this weekend because I think I overwatered it. Oh yeah, and there's another leaf laying here on the ground. Gosh darn it. Yeah, I'm going to have to recheck it this weekend. Okay, this is Natalie back again. One plant I can't believe I forgot to show you is my Hoya clemensorium. We've got leaves down here. We've got leaves up here. You see where all of this goes. And, oh, that don't stay open long. Those just opened yesterday and they're already closing again. But this is my Hoya clemensorium. And I did forget to show it, so I wanted to hop on and make sure you guys seen it because it's definitely one of my favorites. That's it for my 2024 Hoya tour. And I'm hoping that it's not going to look too dark, but I'm just going to make this a quick ending because I am almost out of battery. So if you liked what I had to show today, please like it, share, and subscribe to my channel. My next video will probably all the non-Hoya in my collection. So until next time, bye.